another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson. In today's episode, I want to go through 10 things I hate about recruitment. And I'm doing this, I almost cringed at myself by saying the word hate. Because you know I'm such an upbeat guy. I'm so optimistic. I'm so positive. But I thought of this title, 10 Things I Hate About Recruitment. Just like the film, 10 Things I Hate About You. But I thought, it's probably valuable for you guys to realize that I get annoyed by shit all the time. All the time. I mean, it's water off a duck's back and whatever, but stuff still grinds my gears. I thought it'd be pretty fun to give you my top 10 list of things that really piss me off when it comes to recruitment. So, 10 things I hate about recruitment. Here we go. Number 1, when a client says, oh, you're just about the commission. I haven't had it for a while, but oh my God, that pissed me off so much. When they're like, oh, all you recruiters are the same. It's just about the commission. What are you talking about? You're not taking my advice. My brain just goes to, fuck you. You're in business. You're here to make money too. Don't put that shit on me. I do get frustrated with that one because I feel like it's actually the height of rudeness. It happened more so when I was younger. Maybe I'm getting better now at articulating my value, but oh my God, when you hear that one, oh, you recruiters are all the same, you're after commission, it does my head in. My number 2, I don't like how cloak and dagger agencies are. I kind of understand why they have to be. They've got to protect their business. And part of this podcast is about trying to break down those barriers and saying no to the historical way that recruiters were very much, it's me versus you. You wouldn't talk about your clients or where you're interviewing candidates or whatever. And I get why recruiters are protective of their business, but come on, let's not be that cloak and dagger. We're all here to get a job done. I'm a firm believer that we can all do much better together if we work together. But yeah, you meet them. You meet those cloak and dagger recruiters, and you just think, oh, mate, get over yourself. It's all good. Mate, the third thing I hate about recruitment, and I don't know if you're the same, but I hate panels. I really hate panels. And I'm sorry any client listening to this who we're on a panel with, because we are on panels. But there's just a feeling that, what are they designed to? They're sold to us as you're on the panel, so you got access to the work. Terms are squared away. I totally get that. And roles will be released to you. I just get a sense, my feeling is that roles get released to us and everyone at the same time. So there's actually more competition. I also feel like the terms there really, they hold you at an arm's length. So you can only work on roles we release to you. Okay, I get it from the company's perspective, why you want to do that. But also there's clauses there we can't headhunt. So you end up in this sometimes, and a lot of the time, I find we end up in this weird limbo with companies where we're not actually able to give them people, we're not actually able to take people from them, and it becomes this bizarre thing. So I don't like panels. I think that I've seen them being done well in some instances, but majority of the time, they're just a waste of everyone's time. 4, and I think you can all agree with me on this one, referencing is so boring. We got to get it done. You want to make sure that the candidates that you have that you're representing are great, but they're the most frustrating thing. It's an individual who's happy to give a reference, but you can never catch them on the phone. You've got to then make the calls, do the reference and dig and whatever. It's almost like a second interview, right? Don't know. I've just always said I just don't like doing references. I do them for every candidate. I do multiple references. I'm very good at them, but yeah, maybe it's the go-go in me. It just feels a bit slow motion for me. And then you got to write the report and all that sort of stuff. And I even question whether clients even read them half the time. Referencing. That's my number 4. Number 5. We all hate these ones. And it doesn't happen to me a lot. But when a candidate accepts a counteroffer, I'm okay with counteroffers. I accept that counteroffers exist. And it almost proves to me that the candidate we've got is great. But I hate it when a candidate takes it. I've only ever once been okay with a counteroffer. Once in 18 years. The counteroffer was ridiculous. It was he told me what it was. It was in the magnitude of millions of dollars to provide a service for the company that he's working for through his ABN, where he could employ people and start his own business off the back of it. I went, dude, you have to take that counteroffer. And he's like, I know, I'm so sorry. That's the only instance where I thought a counteroffer was justified. Every other counteroffer is exactly what we say. Why were you so willing to leave? You've agitated for the rise, you've agitated for the position change. it takes you to get another offer for them to see your value, man, get in the bin. When they take it and they switch off and they ghost you or they don't listen to you or they just ignore what you say, it does my head in. I understand there's a lot of emotions attached to leaving jobs, and you'll never feel too much pressure from me, but it does my head in when they don't make sense, when counteroffers are taken that don't make sense. Which I did say. Now, number 6 leads me to the next one, ghosting. Oh my God. When people just ghost you, just I don't even think it's ghosting. Like ghosting, yes, they disappear, but like when you have a good rapport with someone, they think they want something with it, and then there is no indication as to why they just stopped talking to you. Like none. Like I'm pretty self-aware. Sometimes you go, yeah, that person wasn't ready or whatever. Sometimes people just disappear, and you just go, what is wrong with you? How is that operating properly in life? Ghosting does everyone's head in. My number 7. We ask a lot of questions as recruiters. I get that. But let's just talk about at an interview, right? Whether we're asking a candidate questions or whether we're asking a client questions about a brief. But when you ask a question and it doesn't get answered, holy smokes, that's so frustrating. You want a specific answer about something and they talk about this thing over here and then they go to that, then they go to that. Why are we talking about this? I just want to know this. That does my head in. And then you ask it again. Oh, sorry. They start talking. And they're usually the ramblers as well. People just get nervous and ramble. Does my head in. Number 8. I actually hate that every month you're back to zero. Or quarter, however you track it. And I know a lot of recruiters go, oh, new year, we're back to zero again. There's a feeling of pride when you're building on your months or building on your quarters, building on your years, and you can kind of see it building up. There's like a momentum, right? And in December 31st, how many days are in December? January 1 comes around and you're back to zero, or every month you're back to zero. Oh, it's just a little bit meh, isn't it? Just a little bit, I don't know how you get around that one. I don't. Maybe you can make some suggestions, but yeah, I always hated that every month was back to zero, particularly after a big month. You just felt so good. And it could be like yesterday I was on 110K. Today I'm on zero. Oh, the 110 doesn't go anywhere. It's still there. But you know what I mean. I'm sure someone here is agitated by that one. My number 9, 10 things I hate about recruitment. My number 9, when you say you see a great candidate and you go, I'm going to interview them, fantastic. And they literally say, oh, I can only do after hours or at lunchtime. And you're like, fuck, I want lunch. I want to go home. I don't want to wake up early. I'm the worst for that. I am the worst for that. I've got guys in the office here who just live on out of hours and lunchtime because of their markets. Happens to me. Oh, mate, I almost don't want to work the candidate. Is that bad? No, of course, you speak to people when you need to. But that one does my head in. I can only speak to you after 6. Far out. I'm at home at 6. I don't want to talk to you at 6. Yeah, you're not alone. I don't think many people love doing that. Number 10, and this is probably the one thing in recruitment that really grinds my gears. I am super competitive, but in a really polite way, in that I'm a great sport. I'll play the game as fairly as I can. I want to win fairly, not by any cost. Like, that's just me, right? So, and if I look at like wherever I've worked, I've always just like quietly being competitive. And it wasn't about getting on top of people. I think I just rise to whatever's around me. So it's important that we have good people around us. But I hate it when I hear that a client of mine, not even a client of mine, a company that I could have done a placement with, does a placement in my market with another recruitment agent. When another agency gets in near my turf, near my clients, near my sectors, oh man, I know that you're all out there, and I know you're probably even half my competition's listening to this thing, trying to get an edge. It does my head in. I see it. I don't say anything. I see it. But just know that you place with a client of mine, you watch out. I will double down, triple down. I will make sure that I make that back and then some. I don't know why. Maybe it's a sense of pride. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe I just want to win. Maybe I'm more ruthless than I think. I don't know. But when I hear that my competition is placed with my client, far out, does my head in. I'm spewing. So there we go. I'm the optimistic, upbeat, energetic guy. But there are 10 things I hate about recruitment. There you go. don't think for a second I don't use all of those negative things as positives. You know I do, and you can too. So if you got something out of this, if you had fun, had a laugh, like, share, subscribe, really helps us grow. As always, have an amazing day. May all your deals come